Hi guys, this is Professor Raleigh here. It is Monday, October 29th at about 4:20 p.m. in the afternoon. I hope your Monday is off to a good start. Last week was a busy one for me. One, I had to take Monday off last week because I got the stomach flu of all things from some family friends of mine that passed it on to us. So that was fun. And then I actually flew to Albuquerque, New Mexico for a writing conference. So last week was a busy one. I'm sure you guys are in the thick of it as well, but I do hope you're doing well. First, forgive me if my eyes kind of dart back and forth. I have my screen split so that I can see the directions for the assignment that I'm going to talk to you about in this video. Bear with me because this is going to be about 10 minutes long. So if you don't have the time to watch it, come back and watch it later so you don't have to start and stop. It is kind of an involved assignment, so I want to make sure that it's as clear to you as possible. So let's get started. So for this week, for the next few weeks, you are going to be taking part in a group project. And I know that sounds probably a little bit scary since you guys are online, but hopefully it will be really fun and exciting and a chance for you to be collaborative and creative. My English 3, my face-to-face English 3 is also doing this. They've gotten started already, and it's going really well. So I'm excited to see what you guys do with it as well. They are doing this project at a class-wide scale, meaning they are all in the same group. They are working together. Because we are online, that's really not going to work. So I have placed you into groups of 3. That I've pre-chosen, and you'll see in the corresponding module who your group members are. So right after you watch this video, you're going to want to check and see who you are grouped with. And then the next assignment is for you to introduce yourself and check in with your peers through a Google Doc that I've created within the little assignment in the module. So in that Google Doc, you're going to want to share your best contact information with your peers, perhaps maybe a phone number or something like that, but only what you're comfortable with. But contact information that is good enough for you so that you can converse with your peers on a daily basis or at least every other day. So really think about that. And that check-in assignment with your peers, getting to know your peers, is due this Thursday by 11:59. All of you want to check in with your peers and share your best contact information with them. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do for this project. So let me talk to you about the project in general. This project is called Design and Thrive, and it is inspired by our reading and study of Spark, and also the problem solution essay that is inspired by Spark. In Spark, as I'm sure you can tell, Rady is attempting to solve a variety of problems like stress, like lack of focus in the classroom. Think back to the Naperville scenario at the beginning. Anxiety, addiction, anxiety disorders or ADHD and ADD, postpartum issues for women, and the like. And so he is arguing, hypothesizing that rigorous aerobic exercise on a daily basis is a treatment, if not equal to medication, for remedying some of those ailments. And again, he is solving problems with a particular solution. And each chapter is presented as a problem, especially since he opens each chapter with a reference to one of his patients who is experiencing that particular problem as titled by the chapter. So in light of that, as an inspiration, you are going to have the opportunity with your peer group, your 2 other peers, you're in groups of 3, to design a facility geared towards student success. So you are sort of solving a problem just in a slightly different way, as inspired by Rady's work. So as a team, you are going to compile your individual talents and capabilities to design or redesign a facility focused on student success. okay, both in and outside of the classroom. So the facility should target successful skills or needing of successful skills and resources for students to do well in the classroom and outside of the classroom. And the outside of the classroom part is might be where Spark comes in by integrating some exercise as part of that, being a successful, well-rounded student. It might be through the outlet of arts and crafts or something extracurricular. But again, the goal is for you and your group members to select a facility to design for a specific group of students. Now, this group of students doesn't have to be college students. It could be, though. It could be designed for a specific set of college students. Maybe it's the veterans community. Maybe it is DSPNS students. Maybe it is students within a particular major or cohort. Or you could work on a facility designed to aid high school students to be successful, or elementary school students. Maybe you're going to lean on the side of focus in the classroom, and this facility is going to target elementary age children, even down to kindergarten. I don't know. It's up to you. So that's the goal. Okay. Keep Spark at the forefront of the project. Remember that there is an exponential amount of research that proffers exercise as a way to promote focus, critical thinking, mental stamina, emotional control, and the like. So while you don't necessarily have to design a facility that includes aerobic exercise, it's something that you want to think about and possibly reference when you are really deciding what it is you want to do. So here's the breakdown of activities, and this is also available to you in a PDF in this Design and Thrive module, so you don't have to remember what I'm saying. But each week, every Sunday, you are going to check in via a discussion forum, and this discussion forum will be available to the entire class. So that all of you can kind of see what each other is doing, the obstacles that you are encountering, the successes as a group that you are experiencing. So these discussion forums are also really the only way that I am going to kind of put my 2 cents in. Okay, so I'm going to respond to your groups or your individual discussion forums, and ultimately I will provide you with a prompt to write to each week, but the general conversation will be geared towards reporting your goals for the next week, your to-do list, any concerns that you have about things to get done in the upcoming week. It's an opportunity for you to discuss on sort of in a metacognition sort of way, or inspiring metacognition, your process in completing the project and working as a team. Okay. You're also going to have a review of literature, which is sort of a fancy way for assessing the larger conversation and overall research for what you're trying to do. The review of literature is something that you might experience in grad school later on and do on a larger scale, but I will have a separate set of directions for the review of literature, and that is going to be an individual component of the assignment. Every single person is going to submit a review of literature. And then finally, as a group, you are going to do a final presentation, and you have a lot of freedom in terms of how you present. You can upload a video with each other actually presenting your facility. You can write an essay or a sort of report that you want to do. You can present a PowerPoint presentation that you've all collaborated on together. So it's really up to you, but ultimately you will have a presentation that is due Monday, November 26th via Canvas, and you'll upload that as a group. Okay, and again, there will be a separate link for that. So couple things as I'm going to go through, and all of this is in the actual module or the set of instructions and tips for success in the corresponding module. But this is a design project. Okay, so during your first group session or collaboration, you're going to want to decide what type of facility you design. Okay, so that's your first thing to do. The second thing to do would be to create a mission statement or a vision statement where all of you decide on what your overall vision for the facility is. And then the mission is kind of how you're going to do it, how you're going to get there. So 2 different things, but I would suggest that in a Google Doc or a shared document of sorts, that you come up with a vision statement and mission statement so that as you're working through the project, you all have the same goal, not that you're not getting off track here. You are responsible for justifying every decision that you make as part of this facility, this project. You have to back up every decision that you make, from the color of the walls that you choose for the facility, to the type of furniture there, to the length of activity sessions that you assign the students who participate in it. Everything has to be backed by peer-reviewed research. That's really the crux of this facility and this project, is demonstrating your proposal with hard evidence. Now, there might be a need to reference something anecdotally that's not peer reviewed, like, I got this idea at a gym I was recently working out in, and they had, the room organized this way. You can reference something like that as sort of just a quick reference point, but again, it shouldn't necessarily be the reason for your larger decisions. That again needs to be based in peer-reviewed work. And I'm getting a little over the 10-minute mark here, so I'm gonna try and keep it short. You will regulate your own project, meaning that you will designate responsibilities to each other. Maybe one of you is working on design. Maybe one of you is working on research in terms of processes and the hiring of the people that will work in the facility, right? So you have to decide what each other is best at, play to each other's strengths, and break up the project accordingly. You'll decide how to best communicate with each other. Maybe you want to open a Google Doc or a Google Drive to house all your documents or research. That's a possibility too, but again, you have to decide what works best for you as a group. Maybe you want to schedule actual face-to-face meetings. Maybe, once every 2 weeks you get together on a Saturday for an hour at Starbucks and go over things in person. Maybe you're going to Skype, right? So that you can communicate that way, and you can communicate remotely, but in synchronous time. So that's what you have to decide to do. I'm going to stand back and let you fly, which may prove more nerve-wracking for me than you. All of you have a really good set of skills and different varieties. You've expressed that to me in this class, and so I know that you can do this. It just might feel a little hectic at first, because you kind of have to, from scratch, decide what you're going to do. I feel wild, messy, but that's okay. That's part of the process. A lot of you have professional dreams and goals that you want to aspire, that you're aspiring to do, which is why you're in school, right? Well, no matter your job, whether you're going to be a psychologist, whether you are going to run or work in a business environment, or you're going to open your own restaurant someday, whatever it may be, you're going to have to learn to work with people, and work with people with different skill sets, different speeds of getting work done, different perspectives on decision making, different perspectives for ideas in general. But this is a really professional activity, and something that might hopefully be useful outside of a typical English classroom, that will be applicable to your life. I know in the English department, we work together a lot, legislatively, passing and writing and participating in legislative changes up and down the state, projects for the college where we are writing and proposing ideas, for collegiality across the campus. You name it. We work together a lot, and we have to play to each other's strengths and work together. And it is an ongoing process, but something that I think all of us really enjoy. I can speak for myself and saying that, it is fun working with the people I work with. It really is. So I'm hoping that is a similar experience for you. So I have some tips for success, at the lower part of the directions for this document. I'm just going to read them. You can read my kind of larger blurbs on your own. But here's tip 1. Create a mission statement. Write it down. I talked about that a little bit earlier. Assign duties early. Okay, kind of don't sit and wallow and think. Assign duties early with each other. Show up, quote unquote, for your peers. Right? Check in. Decide when the best time for all of you to communicate is, and show up. Do your best for yourself and your peers. And don't forget about the presentation. Remember, all of this has a larger goal in mind, which is to present your facility and to include all of the research and reasons why you designed the facility that you did, and what it is going to do for the specific student population and demographic that you are working for. So again, all of this has to be presented, and you have a lot of freedom in terms of how you do that. So finally, just as a reminder, each week you will be responsible for posting your progress via a discussion forum. You will see your first discussion forum probably posted tomorrow, and it will be due this Sunday, November 4th. Okay, and again, that's after you've had a chance to interview, to get, excuse me, not interview, but to get in touch with your peers. Second, you are going to have a literature review. A separate set of directions will be provided, but I'm not going to bombard you with that until you have a couple days to kind of get your feet wet with the assignment. And then thirdly, that final presentation. Okay, so those are, and that will, all of those will have separate submission links. Okay, so now your job is to check out who you're working with, get in touch with them, and start coming up with some ideas. Okay, I'm also going to post like a Q&A forum, a discussion forum for you to periodically ask me questions, and I will check it daily and answer them the best I can. But that's a way for you to contact me and just touch base with any questions that you have. And also you can come see me during office hours if there's something you're concerned by. But that's how you want to proceed. So I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to let you go so that you can process everything I've shared. And the next thing you want to do is read through the written directions that I've provided so that you can link the stuff I'm saying here in the video with the actual hard language of the assignment, okay? So look forward to this. This should be fun. And again, this is about the process, okay? There's going to be hiccups along the way. That's okay. It's about working together through this process and solving real problems, creating a real solution for a group of people that could potentially make a difference, right? So I will talk to you soon. Okay, have a great rest of your Monday, and please, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye-bye.